guys, so the third and final video for today is this Wally Squadron dial. You might have seen these probably 70 builds ago. I did a three series for Heath and his father and his uncle, and then one of their buddies wanted one of them. And if you recall from those ones, we did each one differently via the seconds hand, and this is going to red, so we did a red dot on the seconds hand. So this is an identical build to those other three, completely. So he had a larger wrist though, so we had to back this up a little bit. We had to do a longer two-piece strap, same bund, but a longer two-piece strap. The bund is removable. You can see that this feeds through right here through this pass, and this one feeds through this pass right here. But to get this off, if you decide to ever remove it, the only thing you have to take off is you'll have to take off this buckle to slide it off. And all you do is pinch it in a little bit. You see that little spring bar in there? It's just kind of like a toilet paper holder. It just goes in. That's it. So I'll include a little two-pronger piece in there. You just put it in there and just kind of wedge it down, and then you walk that off. And then push the pin through, pull this piece out. Then you can slide this off and slide that back through. Then you would slide this back on. You would feed that through, put this kind of in there, feed this through so it's holding, and then put one side in and we'll swing this around and just kind of use your fingernail to kind of compress it. So that's how you do that, just an FYI. So this is the Wally Squadron. I actually got to go out to the event, which was pretty awesome. Massive model airplanes. So apparently this event had been held for 30 years. So we had the 30th anniversary just this past year, or I guess it would have been this year. We're not that far into the year, are we? We still have got, or we're mostly through the year, so it was this year. Brushed case. We've got a polished coin tall bezel. West Virginia. Right here is etched into the crown, and then the 30th on the other side. We do a silver scandi insert. So these are turnable. They'll go left, they'll go right. It's just kind of an extension. Silver handset. Silver custom painted seconds hand with that red dot. That part is not lumed, so everything on the dial is lumed except for that part right there. So that scandi insert is kind of a continuation, hour and minute markers going all the way around, so I thought that looks pretty cool with it. As you saw on the back, exhibition case back, large window, stainless steel movement holder in there, and then this is actually, if we get it right there, I thought what would be kind of cool to give you is a prototype rotor that I did. Since this was for a special event, this is a Cerakoted and laser etched rotor. So looks pretty cool. Then with my little logo on there. So that's that. Italian leather strap with the bund on there. So like I showed before, removable bund. This comes off if you want it to come off. And at some point you may. So the one thing that you're going to have fun with on these is that bund will kind of throw you off just a little bit whenever you're going to wind it and setting the time, because you'll want to give yourself some space. You want to just back it off because it is hard to work with this in your way. So what you'll do when it's time, if you're gonna wear it and it's dead, or you're not going to be very active, you're driving or something like that, and you want to make sure you're keeping time, you want to wind it just a little bit so that that's mixed with the rotor moving to keep your time. So what you'll do is you'll back the crown off just a little bit until you hear it and feel it clicking. At that point you can wind, and a wind is a turn away from you, turning that way. Going backwards doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to just go back and forth. It's not a hacking movement, so it's going to keep ticking. So if you do this for 4 or 5 seconds, this mixed with the rotor moving around, you will keep time throughout the day. If you do it something like 20 seconds, like what I'm going to do, that's how you max out your 31-hour plus power reserve. You cannot overwind it. You can wind it all day. This is what I do to make sure that they're running the next day and keep in perfect time. Pull it to the one and only click, and you can now set your time. You'll notice you've got a wobble crown. It will deflect lateral pressure from going into the stem, into the movement. So when you're pushing and prying on it, you're not putting any adverse pressure into the stem to bend it or pressure into the movement. So you will just spin it. If you don't like that, just pull it, keep a little tension, and you won't even see it or feel it move. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 1:24 p.m.
1:24 p.m. You'll put it right there. Make sure you get it pushed over. And then you just screw it down. The reason you get it pushed over is you got to take it out of that wind setting, or I'm sorry, that time setting. So if you don't pop it back over to where it comes out of that, when you start screwing it down, it will start moving that minute hand because it thinks you're still in that wind setting. So just get over there, push it over. If you start to turn it and you see the hand move, pull back out, fix that. Give it a little smack over to make sure your seat's down in there, and then screw it back down. And then your caseback will go right back flush against there. Obviously, with that being tapered, it's going to be like that, but once you put it on your wrist, it will seat right up in there. So that's it. And then when you take it off, you're going to have a little bit of flex there to it. You just push right back down, and it should be lined right back up. So that's your build, man. As with every build, I do matching beads. Entirely up to you whether you wear them or not. But it looks cool together. This is going to have a custom Wally Squadron box. Your built-in warranty cards are down inside there. Your laser etched personalized cards. Every build comes with watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts. Everything there in the center. Some leather conditioner to keep this strap perfectly soft. Just apply it, let it soak in, remove any excess. Use it sparingly. There's a lot in there. I mean, you don't need a lot to do this. So with that said, there's a lot in there. You can do this all many times. So every 6 months, if you want to try and do it the front and the back. And then some Novus too. This is from Amazon. It's just repackaged for us. This is like Polywatch, and the reason we give this out is this is an acrylic glass, and you can scratch it, but if you do, it's not a big deal. Put a tiny bit on it, buff against it, using your included microfiber, and go against that scratch. Generate some heat with your thumb, and you will buff that scratch out in no time. So that is the build. I hope you like it, man. It came out great, just like all the other ones. And headed out to you today. So if you want me to build you something custom unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.